A very warm welcome, match day 6, Group D, and it brings together Pakhtakor and Al Taawoun. The King Abdullah Stadium is our venue as we look forward to this final game in this group. Al Dahel sitting pretty with a 15-point return. Al Taawoun in second place, and they are guaranteed that after Al Dahel's win earlier today, and Pakhtakor are the side propping up the division, although they did win this game when these two sides last met earlier in the group stages. So the King Abdullah Stadium is our venue. Well, for Al Taawoun, the results: they beat Al Dahel, who have won this group in their opening game. They lost the reverse fixture 4-3, and that was one of the most exciting games seen so far in this AFC Champions League. Today, their opponents, well, they beat them, as mentioned, by that single goal in their previous meeting. Kickoff with the only goal, and he keeps his place in the side. So Pakhtakor prop up the table, Al Taawoun in second. Al Dahel's win means it's 5 victories out of 6 for them, which guarantees them in a top spot in this Group D. Really about the runners-up and trying to get as many points as possible. And then from each section, 3 teams will qualify the best runners-up. So all that the teams can do this evening, including Al Taawoun, is finish with a victory, and that is what they will be looking to do to improve their points tally. No one in this group has been able to live with the quality of Al Dahel. Changes by both of our coaches for tonight's encounter. And for the Saudi Arabian club, home advantage, a stadium, of course, they know so very well. This season in the Saudi Pro League, disappointing that they sit 13th after 25 games. They finished 4th in the Pro League last year. The fact that they scored 3 against Al Dahel and also beat those opponents first time out will suggest that they are more than capable of delivering again this evening. It has been a very demanding schedule for these two clubs. Can they finish on a high? Pakhtakor, who play in the capital city of Uzbekistan, which is Tashkent, and their campaign has stuttered along the way. They've never really been able to deliver any consistent performances, and they find themselves very much the basement club. An opportunity, though, to finish on a high. That will be their hope tonight. The sides will be on their way out very shortly. Our final action then from Group D of this AFC Champions League, as second comes up against fourth. It has been a demanding schedule for both clubs. A real test of their strength in depth, squad-wise. Pakhtakor wearing the all-white as we prepare for this match day 6 for these two clubs. And there is the Pakhtakor lineup with 4 changes. In come Alibayev, Azmadinov, Fezaleyev and Murakmadov are the 4 that didn't feature last time out, beaten in their previous group stage match, and their coach deciding to ring the changes. Our referee from China, Manning, and our 2 club captains. Taawoun's lineup changes as well. Christian Luindama features from the start, so does Fateh, and Motas Hassawi has also won a call-up. Remember, they lost against Al Dahel by 4 goals to 3, a 4-2-3-1 formation. The 2 coaches and the 2 sets of substitutes available. Certainly previous matches have seen those substitutes used extensively. John van der Brom, what experience he has. Den Haag and Vitesse and Anderlecht, and also managed FC Utrecht, brings a huge amount of experience as coach of Al Taawoun tonight. 4th place finish in that Saudi Pro League in 2021, and this season has not really gone to plan. So can they finish with a flourish? Our last group match in this Group D. Just the final seconds, the countdown. And for Pakhtakor's Erkanov a chance, he will hope to make it 2 out of 2. He scored in the reverse fixture. So Group D, the final match for these 2 clubs then. And from Uzbekistan, Pakhtakor in the all-white from left to right in this first half. Their opponents from Saudi Arabia then, having been involved in that enthralling and compelling tie against the group winners, looking for more of the same in terms of the goals that they are capable of scoring. 3 in their previous group game against Al Dahel, that 4-3 defeat, and it really does stand out in the memory as a superb encounter all round. Early touch for the goalkeeper Al-Bagawi, and quick to get that forward. Leandro Tawamba is certainly one to watch. He is the player who will occupy the forward slots through the middle. Leandro Tawamba for Al Taawoun. He is a player from Cameroon who scored, well, a couple against Hale, and comes into this match with confidence high, involved in that first real foray forward, which is dealt with by that Pakhtakor defence. Nawaf Al-Sufi's the player wearing 85 who will take that throw and just try and get them moving forward. Instead of a bit of defending, do some genuine pace there forward from Uzbek Turgamayev to look to create something. Certainly a lot of pace when the Uzbek Thai get forward, as we illustrated just a moment ago. Here they come again. Inside the 18-yard area, able to pick out one of them, and then that neat little turn, and in the end crowded out. It was Marek Badov who has come into the side, who was involved, just ran out of space in the end, but he is one of the players that's been drafted in. And there's Turgamayev. We saw a burst of pace from Pakhtakor's number 8 in the opening minutes. Just a single goal separated these sides the last time they met. It represented Pakhtakor's only victory of what has so far been a disappointing Champions League campaign. A chance here to create something. Just breaking down in the final third, but Mustafa Fateh putting himself about, wearing 66, an Egyptian international, a Premier League winner, and a player that has been included in this side. But the support for the home side, vocal support within the stadium, as they, with that second place finish guaranteed, hope to record another group victory. Here they are again to push players into that final third. Tawamba just doesn't get the roll of the ball. He remains inside that 18-yard area. Hassan Al-Amri has pushed forward again as they try and open up that Pakhtakor defence, and requires the defensive contribution to just get that clear. Back it will come again. Able to create and drill that into an area that has 4 or 5 defenders backed behind the ball. It's Erkanov who attempted to keep that in on the near side, among their goal scorers in this AFC Champions League. And Pakhtakor's coach, well, we saw him there, managed in Slovakia, worked for the Football Federation of Macedonia, only joined in January, so many of the coaches involved in this AFC competition have been brought in relatively recently, so he's still settling in to the demands of club football and the demands of a team involved in a competition of this prestige. Meant for Hassan Al-Ami. Certainly enough to encourage that man with 6.5 minutes played. Trying to certainly take the game to their Uzbek opponents. A couple of half chances, but nothing so far to deal with. Taawoun with a King Cup success, with participation in the 2017 Champions League when they were involved in the group stages, and then the 2020 tournament they reached the round of 16. Just looking at the Pakhtakor side that won their meeting when they previously met by a 0-0. So many of the players involved on that day: Oliver Sakic, Dragon Cheran, Sador Rashidov, Swinov, the goalkeeper, Azamov, Manaskilani. They're not involved, so it just underlines how squads have been changed in a couple of games. Players that didn't feature first time around now get their opportunity, as the cutback needed to be a lot more accurate than that. A couple of times we've seen Hadiev back to help out in that Pakhtakor defence. Should be dealt with the defensive header, which just drifts out of play on that far side off the head of Farouk Sefiev, 31 years of age, and started his career with Nasaf. This is where they do look dangerous, as we look at the pass count in the early 9 minutes that we have witnessed so far. Dangerous when they break forward, and here is a chance to lift that towards the back post. Sazazbek Dagabayev. Al-Dahel have been the dominant group, topping the group. They've been the superior side throughout. Difficult for either of today's opponents to really live with them, but second against fourth, and at least a chance to maybe finish with a flourish. Chance for Taawoun to move on to 10 points were they to win today, and for their Uzbek opponents an opportunity to record only a second success so far in these group stages. Chip ball that the first touch is a decent one, and the second just runs away from him in the end, and Christian Luindama is there to block the route and regain possession for Taawoun. bundled off the ball rather unceremoniously, and a free kick in favour of the Saudi Arabian side. Five is Tariq Abdullah. It's in towards Tawamba. Seen his goal threat throughout this competition. Continuing to press in these early exchanges. The player down, and another free kick conceded by Pakhtakor. A word with number 3, Milicinov. Well, this was the incident. Challenge in the end came in from Farag Saifiev. Just caught there, and a few more yards gained, and another set piece for Al Taawoun, and the goalkeeper Sanjay Kuvatov just preparing his defensive line. Tawamba standing just on the edge of that 18-yard area. And at least half a dozen figures forward, and the header just off target, but again one of those free kicks testing the opposition defence. Just floated in there. Couldn't get the header Luindama on target, and in the end just floats wide of the mark and wide of the goal. Kuvatov, the Pakhtakor keeper, so far untroubled in 13 minutes of the AFC Champions League. The side from Saudi Arabia have created the better without really troubling Sanjay Kuvatov so far. That maybe could change with another opportunity. Alambri finds a pass, finds a colleague, and then very little space, but gets to the byline and delivers the cross. Fantastic volley. That is a magnificent volley. Yazid Al-Bakra could not have hit that more sweetly. It is a magnificent strike on the volley, on the angle, and no wonder they celebrate that in the stadium. What a way to open the scoring for Al Taawoun with a goal of the very highest quality. Well, the set-up play to get to the byline and deliver it deep, just when he looked to have run out of room, was of the highest order, but the finish was quite brilliant. He could not have struck it better. What a moment for Yazid Al-Bakra, and what a moment for Al Taawoun to lead in that sort of fashion. A spectacular finish and a brilliant goal. Well, they've been threatening to create something. Sure, too many expected something of that quality, but it gives them a lead inside the opening 15 minutes. Not a player renowned as a goal scorer, but ventures forward and delivers in some style. That's the latest challenge. It brings the referee across, and this time a caution. 2 remain down. Early early advantage with less than 15 minutes played, and some strike that's by Yazid Al-Bakra to give them the advantage. Well, the goal, the highlights of an opening 15 minutes. A right foot finish. And it leaves Pakhtakor chasing the game. Well, I've seen a few challenges, a yellow card, just a little niggly, the early stages of this first half caught there. I think Safiev was the player that was on the receiving end. A look at a table, Group D. Al-Ghal, of course, with their victory a little earlier today, are guaranteed top spot, whatever happens today between these two clubs. No way back at the moment. Manajanov is the player that has gone down for Pakhtakor. Just a little stop-start. Challenge coming in from Nawaf Al-Subi. He will be absolutely delighted, the Dutch coach of Al Taawoun. Quality of the finish, and from a player that does not have any sort of goal-scoring record. And they're stretching that Pakhtakor defence one more time in towards Tawamba, able to shield and drop that ball off, and here comes the cross, decent ball in, and the header just couldn't get any purchase on it really from Sumihan Annabit, and Tawamba involved here, went down and then felt maybe that he had been caught in that penalty area. Referee unconvinced, play continues. And at the other end, a big chance for Alijanov, and combining there with Erkanov. Chasing some first half response then. A lot they could have done to prevent that opening goal. You look again at that lovely ball delivered, tried to get between the two defenders and get a header away and on target, wasn't to be for Annabit. And another player down, and this time it is Leandro Tawamba. He's fine to continue. Hassan Al-Amri having some words with our match official, and at the 20-minute mark, one telling moment. And one goal separates these two sides. Firm header away by Christian Lundama. There's another ball trying to get in behind that defence and cut back. Now, had it gone behind already? Yes. Keeper collected, but the ball had already drifted behind the goal line. Collected by Mutaz Al-Bagawi anyway, but as you can see, clearly the ball had gone out of play. A little bit more frustration for Pakhtakor, but here they are with a chance, and a decent chance as it rolls into space, and the finish to level it up at 1-1. Well, back in this game, and it is another super strike, and the keeper unable to intervene, and the side from Uzbekistan have levelled it up just before the midway point of the first half. Well, caught well enough and good enough to level it up. Urkanov was the player who set it up, and Fezalev does not disappoint with that finish. Uzbek Fezalev is the player that has equalised in some style. Pakhtakor 1, Taawoun 1, and 2 goals that have been both of the highest quality, and it is the perfect response. Well, they didn't trail for too long. And it shows exactly what they are capable of. Cleanly struck. And now with Tokumbai trying to set up something away on that far side. Yazid Al-Bakr with the opener, and Fezalev with the perfect response. Medinov, who has come into the side, just able to win that throw, which will be left for Alijanov. And away by Haziev, and sets Pakhtakor forward. One more time, trying to stretch that opposition defence. It's a decent ball. Missed it towards the back post, and behind it goes. Well, 2 big first half highlights, 2 telling moments, and the lead for precisely 8 minutes. That's all that it lasted before the Uzbek side were able to restore parity and tie this one up at a goal apiece. The ball slid into space, and then Alijanov just tries to pick out a colleague, and instead it's the goal scorer who is back, Yazid Al-Bakr, to get it away, but not far. To the byline and behind for a corner. Urkanov, who scored in the reverse fixture to take this corner. He played a part in their equalizer. Hanziev has been off among those who have come forward. Plenty to target, plenty to aim for, finds the head, and in the end just scrambled clear. It was a clean header, but no real pace on it. Runs into players, but wins the free kick, and now Taawoun can relieve the danger, and Hanziev has picked up a yellow card in the process. Luindama's ball, just putting Pakhtakor defence under pressure, particularly Alachanov. Able to get the header on that, but could not prevent it going away from a corner. Toowoomba is the obvious target. In their first half attempts to restore a single goal lead, they'll have another corner, this time off the head of Sabayat Hojayev. Sado Sabayat Hojayev. It's back to provide the defensive duties. It is bent into that 18-yard area, and in the end it's beyond everyone. Well, the side have shown their commitment to respond after the early lead provided to Al Taawoun in splendid fashion by Yazid Al-Bakra. And could be in behind that defence and then closed down expertly in the end. Luindama got back. It was a decent run from Urkanov to get in behind the defence. And to Luindama's pressure, when he got back well, that's the way that the group looks. Al Dahel leading and sitting pretty at the top of the group there, confirmed as group winners, whatever happens tonight in this one. Well, almost 30 minutes of AFC Champions League football, and two standout moments and two super goals. Kivitov's clearance. Forward again as Alachanov has lovely ball played through. Second chance to toe poking goalwards, and then from 3 yards out, simply could not miss. It came back off the post, and from trailing by a goal to nil, they have turned it around and lead by 2 goals to 1. First chance stayed out, came back off the post, and the finish from very, very close in, and was never going to miss from there. They lead by 2 goals to 1, and it has been some first half turnaround. Alachanov's ball in, there's the first effort, And then when it came out, the simplest of finishes, opportunity, and taken from very close range. Tokabayev, as Uzbek Tokabayev is the player that can celebrate with the close range finish. There he is wearing 8, and he won't score a simpler goal all season. On 31, he has turned it around, and Pakhtakor lead Al Taawoun by 2-1. Well, they won when the teams previously met. They won by a single goal. Erkenov scored on that occasion as we look for something audacious, absolutely brilliant. From out of nowhere, they go 3-1 up, and absolutely no one saw that. Sabaya Hojayev is the player who has, from a long, long way, seen the keeper off his line, gone for goal, and added to Pakhtakor's first half advantage with a moment that many in this stadium could not quite believe. Saw the keeper off his line and beautifully dispatched from distance. First time, left foot, perfectly judged. Sabaya Hojayev is the man. And having gone 2-1 up, almost immediately they go 3-1 up and strengthen their grip on first half proceedings. Well, 4 goals in 32 minutes, and this after Yazid Al-Bakra had scored a stunning goal to edge Al Taawoun in front. 3 goals from the Uzbek side, and they are in firm control. I was mentioning that Erkenov scored in the reverse fixture. It seems a long time ago. He was involved in their equalizer with the assist, and they've added 2 more after that. As that headed effort just sails wide. Looked to be in control, got the early lead, but what a response. 3 first half goals. Faisalev's effort, and then Tokabayev, and then Sabaya Hojayev. More problems, and once again, living dangerously. Motaz Al-Barawi just relieved to get that away, broke quickly, and the obvious danger. And it's another fine save. And once again, it's Erkenov trying to set it up for a goal scorer in Faisaliev, almost repeating the feat. They look ever so dangerous every time they break forward. They may be bottom of the group, but they are certainly producing their best performance. The corner count is level at 2-2. It's a free header. This Al Taawoun defence is struggling to cope with this first half. Breached on 3 occasions, and it could have been more. 3 push forward then by Pakhtakor, almost on the goal line. 10 to the break, and then it's short for Alijanov, who loses out and then does well to win it back, and then to beat his man and keep on going, and then he's brought down just on the edge of the area. Another decent run, invites the challenge. It's a yellow card. Al-Amri is the player that protests, but it's a caution for Hassan Al-Amri. more first half pressure to deal with. Still, the protests go on. The card has been ushered. And a very congested 6-yard area. Six white shirts inside that penalty area, trying to clip it in at the near post. They could find the side netting with the striker back to help out. It was Tawamba. Just trying to steer that in at the near post. Keeper and Tawamba. It was Tawamba who got enough on it. Here comes a repeat this time towards the back post and out behind. Goal kick. Well, Taawoun have from a position where they look to be in control, heading to the break with a 3-1 deficit. You saw the look on the face of their coach, John van der Brom. Taawoun's man at the helm. Everything seemed to be going to plan, and suddenly the game has drifted away from them, and they're being stretched and maybe opened up again past the marker. Onto that right foot, and then the goal line clearance. It was a super effort in the end. Came in by Turgabai, who's already scored a goal to get away from his marker, and then in the angled strike, forcing the save from Al-Bagawi. At the other end, it's Tawamba to help push it out towards that far touchline. Here he is again, involved, returns the compliment. It has been a very open game. 4 goals, prospect of more. Certainly no shortage of goal-mouth incident, no shortage of entertainment. That's a lovely layoff, could be in, goes down. Referee has a long look, not interested. He was well positioned. Sunny Hanan a bit was the player. De Hell topping this group, this match day 6. Look again at that appeal, trying to get between 2 white shirts. A look at the referee, no VAR in this competition, and play continues. And at the other end, an opportunity on that right foot, forcing the save, and in the end it was Christian Ndama with a clearance from almost his own goal line to prevent further damage to that Al Taawoun goal. Four goals, 40 minutes of football that has delivered a lot of talking points, and a couple of the goals were of the highest quality, attempting to cut that deficit in the final minutes. Al-Bagawi just down by Tawamba, plenty in support. Tawamba continues his run in. Here he is, trying to find space with the cutback. Just taken away from the danger zone. brought forward by one of the goal scorers on this near side. This is back to Amaev, still in possession, making hard work of it, but now it begins to open up one more time. Sabahojev is the player. This time he loses out. Merkinov has played his part in a first half comeback. One of their headline makers. Dama brings it out of defence and then leaves it for his defensive colleague Tariq Abdullah. Here comes the cross, plenty forward, include Tawamba. May still provide them with an opportunity. Al-Amri has won the free kick. Shirt from Udayev. Decent chance to bring something back and carry the lead to go in at the interval, trailing by just a single goal. Were they to score this? Remember, they led in this one, and Remry little chip towards the back post too much. See from the reaction of Al-Amri, disappointed with distribution. Van der Brom just watching on. Has it all to do in this second half that follows. Just a couple of minutes remaining in the first, plus any time added on. Al-Subi, and he's got forward and he's found support, and then Tawamba, still a danger. Just played into the Cameroonian. Did enough to win the corner then. Just waiting to see how long the referee adds on. Is wasted. Decent angle to deliver across, and in the end, final ball in was less than convincing, and the look on Van der Brom's face. Half-time team talk, I'm sure, and plenty to discuss for him in a few moments' time. Seemed to be in control. Brilliant volleyed effort from Yazid Al-Bakra, but it is all turned around and they could be in trouble again. Janov just has the ball taken off his toes. So into the 2 minutes of time added on. It's the challenge on Mazuzbek and Zorabayev. Home supporters doing their level best to lift this Al Taawoun side. Neatly done, and a lovely ball in. Keeper got enough on it, goes down, and it's been fouled. Well, he felt that, but it was a delightful pass. Really inviting ball, played in, and to Al-Baghawi's credit, he did just enough. There was Alijanov's ball, and accidental collision, just doing enough to get a hand to it, and just getting caught in the process was Moussas Al-Bakawi, but he's okay. Well, we've almost played the 2 minutes of time added on in a highly eventful first half here in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. And a game in which Pakhtakor have staged a first half comeback. This after Al Taawoun led on 14 minutes by a spectacular effort from Yazid Al-Bakr. Fazaliev levelled it up at the midway point of the first half. Azizbek Zakabayev put them in front for the first time on 31 minutes, and then that third goal from Sado Sabayhojeev followed 60 seconds later. It really has been a first half with plenty of talking points and plenty for Al Taawoun to do in the second half if they're to get anything out of this, their last group game in Group D. At half-time, it's Pakhtakor 3, Al Taawoun 1. Well, welcome back ahead of the second half, and it is all to do for Al Taawoun. Need to win, sitting second in the group. They need a greater points tally than they have at the moment, so they need to find themselves some goals with a second half performance required, a proper second half display and a comeback for that man's side needed, and they have 45 minutes to turn it around. Just awaiting the signal for the last few seconds, and we'll get this second half off and underway. So a big 45 minutes for Al Taawoun from the Saudi Pro League if they are to stay in the mix for progression to the next round. Sitting in second place on 7 points in Group D, but at the moment it's Pakhtakor who propped up the table, who only had the one victory, who have a very healthy 3-1 advantage going into the second 45, and this after they trailed to that early goal by Yazid Al-Bakra. Turkenbayev wearing 8 on this near side, one of their goal scorers, able to spread towards that far side, to spread the play, to look to stretch that out Taawoun defensive line. Nice interplay and a final pass in. Just got a leg out, but whistle had already gone against Murekmadov. There was the ball curled in. Touch on it, but was penalised in the process. John van der Brom's side then, requiring a second half performance of real quality if they're going to get back into this AFC Champions League group stage match, their final group stage match. Yazid Al-Bakra gave them a super start with a wonderful goal on 14 minutes, but it's all been about the side from Uzbekistan since then. 3 goals to send them in with a comfortable lead at the break. Such a record down the years as well, with those AFC Champions League tournaments between 2002 and 2013, they featured 11 times. Here's Tawamba trying to work something. This is Tariq Abdullah. Pakhtakor can break, and here's the pace, as mentioned before. Just one forward, but again, some genuine pace getting forward from Azarek Turkenbayev, who's been one of their 3 goal scorers tonight. Led off by Al-Bakra, Ndama in that central defensive role on loan from Galatasaray. Keeper is Montes Al-Babri. It's a bit to do, aside from the 3 goals where he was left badly exposed. His goal was breached. Dama. And then a free kick conceded for challenge on Hassan Al-Almi. On course, based on the current scoreline, for Pakhtakor to complete the double against Al Taawoun. If they hang on to this, they won their previous meeting by the single goal. Here they are again. Dama comes across and deals with that defensive threat, and then he in turn is tripped in the free kick. Well, John van den Brom, the coach of Al Taawoun, so much experience in Dutch football particularly, hoping to mastermind something here, but up against it, and his defence are once again stretched, but cope on that occasion, and now they in turn can push forward. A bit of space to try and exploit Fatty's ball, and they have pulled a goal back. Well, this sets us up 5 minutes into the second half. They've brought it back to 3-2. Fatty provided the assist, and the break results in the goal that they were looking for. Sumahan Anabit is able to get in on the act. This was the contribution with the ball played through and able to round the keeper. There's Fatty's contribution, and credit Sumahan Anabit for rounding Kuvatov and then steering it into an unguarded net. It really is game on now. They're back at 2-3 to the delight of the home supporters, and the second half response they look for. Just looking again at that challenge as the ball is hooked away. Let's see what Sabahojev felt. No VAR in this AFC Champions League, and from one end to the other, and punished in the end by Sumahan. Again, that they have to win, Al Taawoun. Remember, they went into this game on 7 points with this final group encounter. To stay in the mix, we need to record victory. We're in trouble here. Find the angle to get the shot away. Instead, it's a free kick conceded by Turgamay. Fateh chasing that. Mustafa Fateh, an Egyptian international and Premier League winner, who played a part in that second goal for Al Taawoun. Van den Brom's side are certainly back in the contest. First substitution of this second half. Tarik Abdullah is the player that's coming off. Chance for Fahad Al-Rashidi. Well, they led early on with that brilliant goal from Yazid Al-Bakra. Then the game went away from them, but the second half effort from Sumayan and the Vets, and at 2-3 and just under 55 minutes played, still plenty of time for the Saudi Arabia Pro League to turn this one around. Stadium they know well, and the support skips away from a challenge and does very well to win the corner. It's the work of Erkanov way down this left-hand side for Pakhtakor, and Lundama was forced to step in and get his body in the way. Winners of the Uzbek Super League looking for a fourth goal tonight and working the keeper Al-Baghawi from that corner. Murtaza Al-Baghawi just curling in and, yep, required the connection almost on his goal line. One more corner, this time from the far side. With another threat on that Al Taawoun goal, this time without reward. Not only did they have all those Champions League performances between 2002 and 2013, they've been semi-finalists of this competition, 2003, 2004, so a lot of experience down the years for Pakhtakor. This time they will not be going beyond the group stage. That has already been guaranteed, as they went in as the bottom club with just a solitary success. Clipped into the 18-yard area, and maybe a second chance to get the ball back into that penalty area. Defended by those white shirts of Pakhtakor instead. The far side opportunity to maintain the momentum with a corner. Add to their second half contribution. That is a glorious chance, and well, Murtaza Asawi has put it wide. Free header arrived unchallenged, and disappointingly the downward header goes the wrong side of the post from his point of view, and that is as good a chance as they have enjoyed. Murtaza Asawi, 30-year-old former international defender, getting forward, and that really should have been 3-3. Well, just over half an hour then remaining, plenty at stake, and a game that has already delivered for us 5 goals. Needed something positive since the restart, and they have done just that. Bakra does well to set the chance up. They have found another goal. Same goal scorer, Sumayhan Alabit has done it again. Brought it back to 2-3, and now he has made it 3-3. Stuck out a leg and got the required finish. Not even an hour played. It is all level. And a contribution that is absolutely vital. Credit the work of Yazid Al-Bakr there to pick up play, to set up the chance, and there was the ball bent into the area. And the finish, again, it's Mustafa Fatih who provides the assist, and Sumayhan Alabit is their goal scorer. Well, talked about the need for a second-half turnaround. They have scored twice in 15 second-half minutes from the same goal scorer. Win this, they're going on to 10 points. They still need another, but they have half an hour remaining. And we'll need a word. Erkinoff just squaring up there with Yazid Al-Bakr. And Hansiev and Sefiev involved, and there's a few having a word. Hopefully just calming things down. That was the initial involvement. Erkinoff. This is an Al Taawoun side that were involved in one of the memorable encounters, losing 4-3 to table-topping Al Dahel, having beaten Al Dahel in their opening game, but that 4-3 defeat. And this one is another game where we have seen goals aplenty, and a second-half comeback that has materialised. Sumayhan and a bit the player. They could be in trouble because Pakhtakor are breaking towards that far post. Looks to volley it back across the face of goal. This is back Turkobayev with the running cross, and then the volleyed attempt from the tightest of angles. But the threat is all too clear. Just couldn't get the right angle on that. Been a really entertaining Champions League Group D encounter. Could be in again if he can steady himself and maintain his composure. Just allowed the defender to come across and take the ball off Turkobayev, who has to contend with a throw-in. Compelling last 30 minutes set up here. The King Abdullah Sports City Stadium is a venue certainly generating noise. The home supports That's the goal. And Fatih's ball in, and look at that. Another telling moment. And you can see what it means. Mortes Al-Baghawi back in his own penalty area, celebrating another big moment. On to 8 points. They need more. They need maximum points. They need to take it to 10 to stay in the mix for those runners-up places, and then hope for progression to the round of 16. Here is a chance. Well, he is having a brilliant second half. Scored twice. Sumihan nearly had a third. Crowd don't know lifting. Look at that left foot strike. Wrong side of the post. Down his header away. Look how many white shirts are now forward. Hooked away by Al-Bakra. It's a very open second half. Pakhtakor facing elimination, wanting to finish with what would only be their second group victory. For Al-Taawoun, of course, the stakes are higher, and they could be caught out here with spaces opening up, and the finish, a disappointing one. Couldn't keep it down, and it's Taawoun again. Credit the defender for getting across. Hassawi did just enough. Well, they are lining up some changes on that Pakhtakor bench. Second half has not gone to plan. They held a healthy advantage. They looked to be in control, but since the restart, with Sumihan down a bit, particularly instrumental in this comeback, they turned it around. The Saudi Pro League side locked at 3-3. Mortes Hassawi, it's his last involvement. So an enforced change. Abdul Malik is the player coming on. Pakhtakor want to make a change of their own. Well, we have a compelling last 23-24 minutes ahead of us. Is there at least one more goal in this Champions League encounter? A routine save in the end. Kolomatov is about to come on for his second half opportunity, and it's Uzbek Fezalev who makes way. Hamley is the player there as the change. And Sumahan with 2 goals in this second half. Three we stand, and they are enjoying this evening's spectacle. This game very much in the balance, but 2 teams that really need the points for different reasons. One in second place, looking to improve their points tally. One in Pakhtakor, just bottom of the table, looking for what would only be their second group success. It's well to create the opening and then slightly overhit, and well, they've left plenty forward. Yellow shirts looking for something with that near post finish. Mustafa Fethi, and a long way wide. Well, he's provided some important assists tonight as the Egyptian international. Big little back heel, and we'll get there once again. Put under pressure, space being closed down, and they have been dispossessed. Bakra, who started with that brilliant goal to get them up and running, takes that throw. Now a bit of second half pressure, tries to dig that up, and reactions from Kuvatov in that Pakhtakor goal. Here comes another of those very dangerous breaks, at his heels caught there. The referee will produce a yellow card. Didn't have no complaints about that. Nawaf Al-Sudi at 32, very much one of the veterans in this Al Taawoun side. Cautioned for a challenge that stops Turghenbayev in his tracks and warrants a caution. And again, just the need to calm things down. Tempers beginning to flare, stakes high, and the referee needing to intervene. And a few sitting uncomfortably on yellow. Maintaining discipline in the last 20 minutes is very much the requirement. As mentioned, this match is really in the balance now. Sefiev is going to be 2 Pakhtakor players over this free kick. Plenty back in yellow to cope. Then a second chance to flight that in, back across the face of goal, and scooped up by Al-Baghawi. Well, a second half that from Al Taawoun's perspective has offered them real hope that they can yet take something from their final group match. Just runs away and out of play, but more chances will surely come. This might be one of them. Able to win possession. Still plenty forward, and that from the substitute. Abdul Malik just deflects and goes behind for a corner. It's Toowoomba. Couple of goals scored against Al Dahel in this AFC Champions League. Takes his place in the penalty area. Free header for Luandama, just almost glanced off the top of his head. They have a player down inside the area. Referee continuing with the action as they try to apply some pressure. Now the whistle will come. Now play will halt. Luandama, and at the other end maybe Pakhtakor can break. Manikbadov is the player in the middle, being joined by Turkenbayev. Just need to provide the delivery into that area. Slid through, tried to get Alijanov in on goal. Then a look again at the header off target by Christian Luandama. The other end, sort of tidy up defensive work to do for Al Taawoun, and then held back challenge. And a free kick won by Mustafa Fateh. Had words, John van der Brom, clearly at half-time to inspire this second half fight back, but they need one more goal for definite. Possession, too much in it. Again, brought away by Luandama. It's in towards Toowoomba, and that's cut out really importantly by Uzbekistan. This time chipped into space and can set Pakhtakor forward. There's a bit of space. Turkenbayev is unmarked to the far post. Instead, the comeback. Manikbadov has cause to celebrate. It's rolled back into his path, and the finish was emphatic. And the side who were propping up Group D strike on 77 minutes. Manikbadov's finish, and Pakhtakor go back in front at 4-3. Well worked, time the run, there's the rollback, and how about that for an unerring, emphatic finish from Manikbadov. (4-3) Pakhtakor. It has been some game. Turkenov's evening is done. Uzbekistan is the player coming on. Well, it's a match that has gone one way, then the other, and then just when a second half comeback looked to be gathering momentum, Pakhtakor striker Murakhmadov is able to find their fourth goal of the evening. Tokayev up against El Bakra. Still a chance. Ballooned high. Benef was the player that got forward and had the effort on goal. As we look again, Pakhtakor's fourth and Murakhmadov's contribution. Look for a penalty. And gets what he was looking for. Just a tug, looks, and the referee feels that warrants a spot kick. Yellow card for the complaints. Well, big talking point that. Being ushered away. They felt that he went down a little too easily. Certainly some confusion there and resulting in a card. Complaints. And Azmadinov is the player that has been yellow carded for his complaints. He feels aggrieved. Well, a chance now to bring it back to 4-4 in this second half that just keeps on providing. Hassan Al-Amri waiting for his moment in the spotlight. Well, a penalty won in contentious circumstances by Leandra Tawambi. Here's Hassan Al-Amri with a chance to bring them level again. Beautifully taken. Well, he showed commendable composure in front of goal, and in the end the spot kick was never in doubt. Keeper goes the wrong way. Can they find a winning goal very late on? They're back at 4-4. His last action, and Faisal on. Well, this has been one of the most entertaining games, with two sides that could still both win it. 8 goals shared, and still the best part of 6 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Pakhtakor will feel that Tawamba's penalty should never have stood. Seemed to be some confusion, some hesitation, a yellow card, and then able to step up Hassan Al Amri and bring it back to 4-4. Then he in turn is substituted, and the final few minutes with Al Taawoun looking for a final day victory, which they need to stay in the mix in terms of some participation, possibly in the round of 16, depending on other results, other scenarios. But they would move on to 10 points. Pakhtakor looking for a second group success and completing the double over their opponents today into the area and away at the first time of asking. There's Mustafa Fethi involved again. Sefiev will take this. The space on this near side. He has found the captain. Drilled square. Good block. Really important block. Ndama was there. And again, just with that right foot, able to block the goal-bound attempt. This time, it's Pakhtakor with the pressure and a set-piece goal that works a treat. Would you believe it? They have scored again. Uzbekistan off the bench to potentially win it on 85 minutes, and the goals just keep on coming. 9 in this game, and Pakhtakor edged Al Taawoun by 5 goals to 4 off the bench. Abbas Uzbekistan, and what a moment. Heading goal, set-piece goal, and the substitute makes the difference. And that will be that if it stays that way for Al Taawoun. 7 points, not enough. They needed to win to have any chance. And the basement club continue to make it difficult for them. They've hit 5, and the minutes are ticking away. Well, Al Taawoun were involved in that 4-3 defeat to Al Dahel. Today it looks like it's going to be a 5-4 defeat against Pakhtakor. But in terms of entertainment and goals and talking points, it's a match that's had it all. 3-1 down at the break. They brought it back to 3-3, only for Pakhtakor to score 2 more. Al Taawoun to score a 4th with that penalty moments ago by Hassan Al Amri, but they find themselves trailing to Pakhtakor, and we have played 88 minutes. John van den Brom facing up to a final match day defeat unless they can find something in the last remaining moments. Is there to be another chance? Just stepped across. Did Uzbekistan, and he stays down. And more work for the referee, who had to intervene on a number of occasions. Brandished a number of yellow cards. There was a contentious penalty won by Leandra Tawamba. Summer Hale has scored a couple in the second half. He's played his part. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. A second group success is almost there for Pakhtakor from Uzbekistan. A late free kick then, conceded by Rezhanov. Four minutes to rescue this, but even a fifth goal, they need to win this game. Keeper comes and keeper collects, and then stays down, does Kubatov. Caught with a challenge involving Tawamba, and a little bit more sorting out to do for the referee. This was it. Keeper came, as was his right, to collect, and then just catching the striker, nothing in it, no malice at all. He stays down for a bit of treatment, and Yukubov has an opportunity to get involved in a bit of AFC Champions League football for the matter of the last 3 minutes or so. So Abos Geshboyev looks as if, having come off the substitutes bench, he is going to be the winner, the match winner. Kubatov has to wait for his moment. Kubatov still receiving some treatment, if that change is in fact going to take place. Well, it's a match that's had absolutely everything, including a late substitution for Pakhtakor, which could well result in maximum points. Final opportunity, just needed to deliver a decent pass instead. Could only hit an opposition player, which Malik has been caught, and that is a card. Tokenbaev, one of their goal scorers, picks up a caution, and late caught the foot and is rightly yellow carded, and then his substitution will enable the late change. Yukubov on. Only got a matter of seconds to see this one out. Two goals by Sumayhan Al-Nabit, Hassam Al-Amri with a penalty, but it is not going to be enough for Taawoun. They are going to come out, it would appear, on the wrong side of a 5-4 thriller as the Basement Club end their campaign with a thrilling victory They have come from a goal behind. Remember, it was Yazid Al-Bakra who put Al Taawoun in front with a stunning volley on the angle. But from that moment onwards, their opponents were able to establish a first half foothold to lead at the break by 3-1. Then the comeback to 3-3. And a very late chance to add to the scoreline. But the second half just as thrilling. Those 2 goals, as mentioned, for Sumahin. But not enough even with the penalty from Hassan Al-Amri. Pakhtakor have managed to score 5, and that, with 95 minutes almost played, is surely enough to secure a final victory in this Group D. Another penalty claim, same player involved, Tawamba, who earlier got a spot kick, and this time there is nothing going, and this time the final whistle goes, and the side that propped up Group D have delivered a super final performance to edge this one by 5-4. It was a match that had absolutely everything, and just when we thought that Al Taawoun were back in it, up popped a substitute to settle it in Pakhtakor's favour. Ergashboyev on 86 minutes is their match winner, and unfortunately for Al Taawoun, not enough, because they needed better than 7 points, although they will finish second in Group D. That is not going to be enough in terms of a points tally required to be one of the best runners-up and a place potentially in the round of 16. So Pakhtakor, who won their earlier meeting between these sides by a 0-0, have won this one in one of the real group thrillers. They have beaten Al Taawoun by 5-4.